So the first meditation at any retreat, first guided meditation, I usually say something along these lines. That is that when I do guided meditations, I'm not trying to teach a certain technique. And the guided meditation itself is not championing a certain type of meditation or a certain technique of meditation, nor is it incompatible with any type of meditation that you do. So, whatever technique you normally use or tend to use is completely okay, of course. The the gist of this is to just give a sense or an experiential journey into the natural meditative state, for lack of a better way of saying it. Part of us learns this through the experience, but we can let the part of us that is prone to taking notes and trying to learn something in a logical way, we can let that part of us rest, because this isn't that kind of a learning. It's a far deeper attunement. It's not even a learning, because this is something that's immediately accessible to all of us all the time. It's not something that I know how to do that I can teach someone else. It's something that is already in your experience all the time. It's immediately accessible. And so when you listen to these guided meditation talks, I recommend doing so without any particular expectation, agenda, or intention for the moment. Just take the journey with us all, just as I am. So it can be helpful to start by just becoming aware of where our attention is at the moment. Is it the sounds in the environment? Wherever it is, it's okay. Is it in some leftover thought or expectation from the morning? Some curiosity about how the day will go? Some thought about, what am I going to inquire into today? Maybe a certain type of self-monitoring thoughts, like, how am I doing? How am I feeling? Am I okay or am I not okay? Wherever we find our attention is perfectly okay. The mere act of simply acknowledging, becoming aware of attention now is enough. We might find our attention in the body sensations. The feeling of the breath, the movement of the chest, without the mental image of the body or the chest, just the sensation. We might be noticing other regions of the body, the hands or the feet, the legs, the seat, any contact point with a chair, a cushion, the floor. Wherever our attention is the entry point. The entry point is not a technique or a strategy. It's not where we begin doing. It's where we find ourselves already on the inside. We find the natural meditative experience to be already the case here. When we recognize that entry point, we remember the feel of that immediacy that is never lost. It's never somewhere else. It never has to be produced. There doesn't need to be more or less of it. So this natural entry point is anywhere the attention finds itself. So we're freed from having to direct attention. We're freed from having to decide where we want to put attention. Similar to breathing, we can control the breath through effort, or we can simply notice that the breath moves on its own accord. It has a natural cadence, doesn't need any help. It's there whether we are paying attention or not to it. It's a matter of willingness or participation. When we approach with gentle hands in this way, not controlling, but noticing, inhabiting, then our attention can move freely, becomes playful. It becomes no big deal. The weight of our life and the balance of the universe is off our shoulders. We can just enjoy. So there's this sweet spot between trying to control. So we don't want to do that. It's more of a hands-off, noticing, just as with the breath. But we also don't want to just totally mind wander. So some alertness to the experience. A trust in the natural curiosity about this entry point of attention that knows how to move on its own. It knows how to define the contours of experience, like an artist's brush. When there's surrender, there's just the contact of the brush on the canvas, the paint flowing, mixing on its own volition. No artist, no hand. This is the naturalness of experience. It's where inside meets outside and are not two. It's where alertness meets surrender and are not two. Requires a certain vulnerability to the experience itself, relinquishing all of our judgments, agendas. In fact, our entire history can come to an end here. Then we see the simplicity. Because here, no experience is wrong. It's always the correct one. So there's no need to begin to judge. There's no need to begin to take a position or a view. Because we're already in the right place, the only place. We also don't have to plan here. We don't have to try to take anything out of this experience. We're relinquished of the need to try to carry this forward into a new moment. We can relinquish ourselves here of moments and be that free. Can we be free of time right here and just enjoy? All of the right and wrong things we've done in the past are dissolved here. They have no weight. When you feel the lightness of that, don't even hold on to that. Let even the lightness go. So we make no distinctions. Where heavy can be light and light can be heavy. where inside can be outside and outside can be inside. This doesn't have to make sense. We can even relinquish the need to understand here. Beyond the barrier of understanding is a very profound, sublime mystery. And it's right here. It's not later. Can you even let go of the spiritual one here? All of those experience badges, insights, the history, the struggle. What if that just dissipates here as well? There's no end to this lightness, to this relinquishment. It's unending. When we have no end point, then we need no beginning point. So there's no trajectory. When there's no trajectory, all formulations, all possibilities simultaneously exist. When we start to feel that intimacy, deep, profound intimacy, we can trust it. An embodied emptiness, a mountain of emptiness. Where could you ever possibly go from here? Sometimes it seems like we give up a whole lot when we give up seeking promises of betterment, the past. But we inherit a whole lot more. We just have to go in surrendered, fully vulnerable, open, porous. So you don't have to remember any of these words. The entry points are everywhere. And everywhere you enter is already everywhere, inside and outside, past and future, and where time is never touched. No matter what the thoughts say about it in the moment, this truth is clear. It may be so subtle at times that you almost convince yourself it's not there, but it is.